Hey, what's up, everybody? BDO44 coming at you another video. Not good news, man. Not good news. Chet Holmgren is going to miss his entire rookie season with Liz Frank injury in his right foot. This is bad as it gets. This is the worst news possible, especially given the fact this is a rookie who has a massive role expected to be had on this team for the OKC Thunder. I hate this in a million different ways. For him, obviously, for their team, OKC Thunder. Yes, those are the two ways that are very, very bad. But the worst way for me, in my mind, is a bit bigger than just Chet. This is about Pro-Am basketball in the summertime. This is going to scare people away. This is going to scare teams away from allowing their star players to do this. Now, the presence of this being possible obviously is always there. It's not like you think this isn't possible. You know, clearly, if you let players play basketball, the opportunity for injuries to take place is always going to be the case. But it's just about what level of basketball are you playing when you get into these pro-am, arenas. Understanding that what your responsibility is to be an NBA basketball player and be healthy. You know what I mean? When you play in these recreational games, this is why they didn't like these guys doing it back in the day. You know what I mean? Because believe me, recreational basketball was more popular in the 90s and the 70s, 80s than it is now. Guys were probably more likely to hit Rucker Park or something like that back in the day, Venice Beach back in the day than they are now. They kept that in these guys' contracts not to let that happen for the same exact reason, because you can get hurt. And unfortunately in basketball, getting hurt, it's a lot of different ways it can go. You might be out for a season. You might have something that could be worse than even that. So it's like, this hurts the process of what it is that they're building for these pro-am games, in my opinion. The NBA is going to want to monetize it in a different way in order to make it worth it for their players to play. And that's going to take away the dynamic that ultimately what it's about is just allow people who don't have the money to pay for NBA tickets to see these players in real life, to see them run around for a small amount. That is not something the NBA is probably going to agree to going forward after this. Chet Holmgren is a very, very big marketable piece. Second pick overall in the draft, 7'2", with the ability to play like a guard. I mean, that's not the player you want missing in action to start the season. I mean, his career, rather. You are looking at an entire league full of teams that are all trying to position themselves to get Victor Wembanyama, because he does some of the same stuff that Chet Holmgren does on a much larger scale. And so you have to understand, like, Chet is the future of the league. You want to get a look at him as soon as possible. And this injury is going to affect how people view things. This is going to change the landscape of how players are allowed to play in games that are not NBA licensed. Period. So that's how I see that, man. Very, very, very sad, especially looking at how much momentum this summer has been in that regard. Bron playing both in Seattle and in LA. DeJounte Murray playing just about every week. Getting a chance to see Jason Tatum and Paolo and Chet, of course. But now with Chet going down, it's like that's probably the end of that. That was a great moment in time. That's why I was so glad that LeBron did it. So glad that those Atlanta guys did it, because now you can totally see where that footage is going to be super valuable, even more so valuable, because I think it's going to be less likely you see it in the future. So that's what I said, man. Make it last, fellas, when you do these games, because I was afraid this was a likelihood. This was bound to happen eventually. So you understand that the OKC Thunder, our team, is probably going to look to tank now. I mean, I don't think Chet injury is going to change the trajectory of what it is they were trying to do, because I don't think they were really trying to do anything at all. But at the same time, you guys know me. I've spoken about the OKC Thunder and what I think they're going to be this season. And I'm telling you, they got about 12 players that all probably are projected starters and when they fully develop. Like, the whole team is projected starters. So what I believe is that could have easily been a breakout basketball team this year. They could have easily had a good run as a rookie team, win like 35 games. I totally thought OKC could do that because of how much interchangeable and pieces, high-level pieces that they got all over the roster. So with Chet going down, what you will see is other opportunities for other guys on that team to show you exactly what I just said. They have so much talent. It's not like you're going to be sitting there looking at a bad basketball team because Chet's down. No, they may be a bad basketball team because they're young and have never played NBA basketball, but these are high-level players all up and down. So it's going to be tricky trying to gauge what they're going to be this upcoming season. It's going to be even more tricky when they actually determine what their team's best pieces look like, because it's going to be real tricky, in my opinion, to make those minutes make sense with everybody kind of on par with each other as young and unproven and high upside. So that's going to be a nightmare in OKC. Now that Chet's out, it's like everybody is. It's a free fall, basically. Whoever earns minutes is going to get minutes, that kind of thing. So, yeah. I think you hate that you gave up Isaiah Roby at this price now that you know Chet's out for the season too. That's another thing that goes back to my mind. You're like, Jesus, did they really just let him walk? Like, just waived Isaiah Roby when I think Isaiah Roby's going to be a starter in this league probably for the rest of his career when he fully develops? Yeah. But this is what happens when you hoard picks. You know, that's what they're doing. They hoard picks, and then it gets to a point where you have talent you have to let go of for much lesser prices, because at the end of the day, you can't keep all these picks. You have to let go of them. And sometimes when it's time to let go of them, you have to let go of them for a much lesser price. So that's always the danger with hoarding too much draft equity. That's the risk you run. So that is it, man. I can't keep this video going for much longer because I got to get my clothes out of the wash and into the dryer. But I'm sending prayers out to Chet. You know, it's more about the mental aspect of it, trying to rehab from the thing, sitting out the whole first season, having waited this long to get to the NBA. But, you know, we've seen players go through this process and still have great careers. We've also had guys get derailed by that process. But I think about a guy like Joel Embiid. He missed his entire first season, and you see where he's become. Julius Randle missed his entire first season. Ben Simmons lost his entire first season, ended up winning Rookie of the Year. So this is not something that you want to overreact to. It's still super early, and he's still super young. Also, I am encouraged by the fact that, you know, he's made of the right stuff. Even though he's a thin guy, he's a strong guy. He has good workout habits already. So I think he's going to keep himself in shape. I'm pretty sure he's a gamer. He's a baller. So he's not like he's going to lose sight of what he needs to do to stay ready. And I'm encouraged by that. So OKC's going to do what they need to do to make sure that he's healthy. You'll see him next year. And I think that what they'll have is a dope dynamic to where the team will make more sense next season, because of the fact that they're going to be able to shake it out, see who all is really, really good, see who all really, really isn't. Next year, some of the guys that they have are going to age a year, shake some of them out, and bring more pieces that fit what it is that can help Chet win. So this gives Chet a whole year to learn, sit next to the coach if possible, and figure out strategies for winning, strategies for little things, learning things that can help him as a star player on that team. So I would tell him to huddle next to the coach and grab a pen and a pad, take notes, because the more you become equipped with what it is the coach's job and other players' responsibilities are, the sooner you can step into a leadership role, for which you're going to have to do anyway as the leader of the OKC Thunder. So this is going to be a blessing in disguise for Chet, because when you have the perspective that he's going to have all season long, it's going to be about learning X's and O's and learning different things that don't require him to be out there running around. So there's a different way to learn the game. It's a different way to learn the NBA, and I think he's going to have an opportunity to increase his basketball IQ by leaps and bounds just by watching on the sideline from this perspective. So I hope he takes the initiative and sees that this way. It's time to get your basketball IQ into a whole new level. That's what I would tell him. So yeah, that's what I gotta say, man. I'm excited about Chet. I know his career is gonna go just fine if he can heal up from this injury. That dude got all the skills in the world on both sides of the floor. So they need to take their time with him. Don't rush him back next season either. If for some reason he's not, 130% to start the season next year, I'd sit him a little bit longer just to make sure he's 100%, because that's the type of talent Chet Holmgren actually is. You want to treat him like Joel Embiid back then. So that's what I got to say, man. Get well, Chet. And that's what I got, man. BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.